Welcome back to the North American Challenger Series Spring Playoffs, brought to you by the wonderful champion that is Earth. We're headed into Game 4 of the championship match between Cloud9 and Eclipse and the Ninjas in Pyjamas. And once again, got Dexter chilling here at the desk with us. How's it going?
Good, good.
So that game, C9E had a pretty rough early game. Ninjas in Pyjamas did a great job of turning things around and really pulled that one out.
Yeah, basically what happened at mid lane when Fizz got the first kill, it bought them time on the whole map for Ryze to scale up. And then Draven got a kill, and then he got all the adoration stacks, and then that got him going. So, yeah, I think the main part was the first gank when Mithy roamed mid lane, was really good roam.
Yeah.
He missed the hook, but it forced the flash out of Fizz too. But Fizz doesn't need flash in the lane to kill people and to have the pressure. I mean, back then in the days, Fizz played with Barrier Ignite without flash anyway and killed people. So you don't really need flash to kill a Ziggs without the barrier and flash. So it was a pretty easy lane for him to farm up. And then after he got like 1 or 2 more kills, then he could just split push, and no one could really deal with Fizz. So after that, the game was pretty much over.
Yeah, it seemed like NIP just played like their kind of old standby, like Zoro split pushes, Nuke split pushes, Freeze Mithy hang out somewhere else where no one wants to be.
Yeah.
And that style just keeps working. Is that, basically I'm asking you on a strategic level, is that like NIP style, is that the right way to play League of Legends? Is there a counter to it? Like, what are your thoughts on this sort of gameplay?
Well, you can't just go into the game with the thought of having, okay, we're going to 1-3-1, right? You need to see how the game turns out. And if you have a team comp in mind, it opens up possibilities for 1-3-1. Like, if your mid lane gets incredibly strong, like a Fizz, you can 1-3-1 easily, but at the same time, your Ryze needs to be strong too for that. And if one of the components doesn't work out, for example, the Fizz fall behind or something, then the 1-3-1 doesn't work, and you need to give Fizz the time, and you need to give him time to ramp up again and get items. Like, he only needs 2 items, Zhonya's and Lich Bane, and then he's good to go, and then he can 1-on-1 anyone in the game. I don't think any champion in the game can actually 1-on-1 Fizz in a split push later in the game. So, yeah, but Fizz, it's really hard to actually get going, and it's a risky pick, especially on blue side.
Yeah.
I wouldn't blind pick it, for example, but Fizz is Nukeduck's favorite champion, and he's always been known as the best Fizz player in the LCS. I mean, Tubbs didn't play Fizz.
Yeah, of course.
I have to give him
He's
credit.
made a carry, so
I have to give him credit
in
for
the
that.
LCS,
but, yeah.
true.
I mean, he played against MRM, but yeah. I think Nukeduck is a pretty good Fizz player, and he can pull it off like he showed, and he had an incredible start.
So do you think that NIP are going to come back out of this with the same sort of plan and go back, like, just repeatedly use these comfort picks? Or will now they be super serious, try and come out with some level 1 thing? Because they haven't really tried much level 1 after their invade failed for them.
Yeah, I really think that most of the games were decided by the jungler, actually, or doing stuff at level 1. I think they never got to the point where they actually wanted the opponents to play their game. But in this game, it really showed that if Nukeduck gets the snowball going in mid lane on Fizz, then the game is pretty much in their favor. Even if it takes them like 20 minutes to close out the game, and they drag it out forever, they just played like really low risk and just have 1-3-1 split pushing and eventually get the tower after like 10 minutes. Even when they can just dive, they don't take any risks. They don't want to do this. They just keep going and play their style. So yeah, honestly, it all depends on level 1 next game and picks. Like, I don't think that they're gonna do the same mistakes having an unfavorable jungle matchup. Like Nocturne against Evelyn right now was pretty good, I think. And Nocturne actually was a threat in that game compared to the last game, to release.
Yeah.
So Evelyn didn't really do anything this game, and she got shut down pretty heavily.
Yeah, what I liked is that they really looked like they learned how to deal with the
exactly.
Evelyn this time around. They bought that defensive pink ward when they were in a position to actually defend it.
Yep.
And that's where they got that first kill for Draven. That's how they shut down Evelyn. That's kind of where it all snowballed from.
And it's interesting because, as well, NIP still played a composition where they don't, like, I guess they can kind of dive. They have, like, Nocturne and Fizz, but, like, no tank for a long time, right? It's like, it seems like they're still not trying to close games out necessarily early. That, you know, they're happy to take their time and split push forever. I mean, I guess if they just keep building leads, that works for them?
It will work for them. Like, if he keeps building leads like this, and they don't have a tank to dive early, like, tanks are really good at diving early, and if you have a Shyvana with 2 items or a Renekton, he can dive the inhib turret pretty easily. But if you have a Ryze that just barely got his 2 items, he can't really dive. But at the same time, he's going to be unstoppable split push. And it gives the enemy a chance to come back, but at the same time, it's incredibly hard to actually come back.
Okay.
But with Evelyn, you can always maybe do something with like flanks. But yeah, it's all about Nip having vision control and setting up vision. Like, the thing against Evelyn, what you want to do is, if you siege a tower, right, you always want to pink around you. You want to pink behind you. So Evelyn never gets a chance to actually flank you. That's what you want to do against Evelyn. And yeah, I think they did a pretty good job at that this game, and just kept playing their style, played it
Yeah.
down, and crushed the game.
Seemed to work really well. So, final question for you: prediction.
Well, I predicted that it's gonna be a loss for NIP, like 0-3, but they pulled back, and I don't think I can make any predictions. It can happen that NIP is gonna win the series after they pulled this convincingly victory. But at the same time, I think Cloud9 always still has confidence in them, and if Ko can get back into the mindset of he has to shut down the jungle and actually gets a good matchup and can maybe do something early game, then I think it will go in C9's favor still. But yeah, like I said, if NIP gets the opponents to play their games, then it's nothing that can stop them. So
Okay. Well, Dexter, thank you very much, and we'll see who takes out in Game 4 now. Actually, Cloud9